Where there is love, there is life. We see these words ring true every day, be it in literature, music, art, or our own lives. Over and over again, we see the stories of people finding themselves through love. Sometimes they fall in love, sometimes they find love in family or friends, or maybe they learn to love themselves. Before love, they're empty husks of themselves, barely alive. In Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close by Jonathan Safran Foer, we see this happen a few different ways. Oscar's grandma loved a man named Thomas Shell. They lived together and loved each other in weird post-traumatic ways until Thomas left. Thomas becomes an empty husk of a man, wandering alone for many years, remaining silent. Oscar's grandma, however, doesn't lose herself because she gains a son. She gives birth to Thomas Jr. and loves him. She loves him and loves the family he grows up to have. Losing love isn't final. Humanity can be regained if one finds love again. Thomas Sr. returns and rediscovers how to love and gains a new sense of self. We also see a regaining of humanity in Mr. Black, an old man Oscar befriends in the book. The man had lost a wife and then lost himself. He stayed in his apartment alone and without hearing until Oscar knocked on his door. He almost immediately begins to regain function, beginning with Oscar giving him back his hearing. He then ventures into the world again, following his new friend Oscar. By the end of the book, he's learned enough of how to love again that he can move on. He meets new people and no longer shuts himself off. He lives a true life among society. Finally, Oscar himself goes through this process. After his dad's unfortunate death, he loses himself, becomes blind to what matters, and focuses only on a false mystery he thinks will help him recover something of what was lost of his dad. This mystery leads him to an adventure all over New York, meeting people. He gains a following of random strangers with the last name Black who all admire Oscar. His journey leads him not to his father, but to remembering that the family he still has loves him. He finds himself again with his mother and grandma, feeling complete after being lost for so long. In A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini, we see how weak one is without love, and how love can give them strength. Layla, before Mariam befriends her, is weak, compliant, and subservient toward Rashid. She was alone, having lost her loving parents and being led to believe the boy she loved was dead as well. She lost her will and became exactly the passive and submissive wife Rashid wanted. She then had a child that didn't belong to Rashid, but to her lost lover, Tariq. She begins to find love and solace in the child, and Mariam grows to love the child as well. Layla and Mariam band together, and life doesn't seem so bleak anymore. Years later, the conditions in Afghanistan have worsened to a point where the women and children need to escape. Layla and Mariam both find strength within their relationship with each other and their love for their children. Together, they make an attempt to escape, only to be thwarted by wrongly trusting a man because he looks kind and has a family of his own. Yet again, though, love returns and brings strength and power with it. Tariq comes back and Layla regains her sense of self. In self-defense, Rashid is killed and Mariam and Layla are given an out. In a final act of love, Mariam gives herself up to allow Layla and the kids to escape with Tariq. Mariam dies as a woman with more strength and life spirit in her than she had had when older. Love gave them all life and strength in a time when it's hard to find either. It isn't just professional literature we see this trend in. The popular Cartoon Network show Steven Universe, written by Rebecca Sugar, also shows how much love gives life. Without getting into too much gritty plot, Steven was raised by a group of humanoid aliens who are sentient by using energy from their gemstones. One of these maternal figures is Pearl. She loved Steven's true mother, Rose Quartz, but Rose loved a human being named Greg. She then, through love, gave up her physical form to become Steven. Pearl was torn apart by this loss and the rejected feeling that accompanied Rose choosing Greg over her. She raised Steven, though, and through Steven regains life. She becomes herself, no longer obsessing over Rose Quartz, but loving Steven and standing up for herself and the Earth. Gems have a function known as fusion. When two gems feel connected and love each other, their souls become so in sync that they can fuse together into one being. An all-new life form is created through this, and they are always more powerful than the two or more gems were while separated. Garnet, a fusion of sapphire and ruby, says in a powerful anthem that she is made of love and it's stronger than you. This is who we are, this is who I am, and if you think you can stop me, then you need to think again. I'm even more than the two of them. Everything they care about is who I am. I am their fury, I am their patience, I am a conversation. Fusion repeatedly isn't just a creation of life through love, but a learning experience that teaches the individuals to be a stronger version of themselves. Love isn't just representative fiction as a device to further plot. It holds true and present in life. My own life has shown this. Through middle school, I felt an absence of love and connection. Outside of my immediate family, I was alone. I became an empty husk. I operated only on a biological level, only eating and sleeping when required. I was less than human and merely took the remaining fragments of life away. I'm glad I did. I found someone who loves me, but more importantly, I found someone to love. Knowing that my heart is capable of such a pure and intense connection reminds me that I am alive and I will continue to live. Simply the fact that a love like this exists keeps my hopes for the future positive. I feel stronger with him. I feel more like myself. He doesn't complete me. He shows me that every aspect of me is already entirely me and all equally valuable and deserving of love. I'm in love and I am alive.